What are hallucinogenic plants? Before early man hunted for food, he would try all sorts of plants. Some nourishes him, while some have healing powers or other benefits. Others have an unexpectedly fascinating effect on the body since they can take us to another world. We call these plants hallucinogens because they distort the senses and usually produce a distorted sense of reality. Plants produce substances that cause hallucinations, which results from chemicals. In reality, there are narcotics out there that people can take which won't get them addicted or put their life in danger, unlike other kinds. Strictly and etymologically, a narcotic is any substance that depresses the central nervous system, whether it has a mild or strong effect. In this video, we are sharing information about 10 hallucinogenic plants and fungi that are spotted in forest, rural, and urban areas. Wild rue or Peganum harmala. Wild rue, also known as Peganum harmala, is a herbaceous perennial plant that grows in saline soils. This plant is endemic in Mediterranean regions and the temperate deserts across the globe. It is deemed a noxious weed in a number of nations because consuming it can cause livestock to become sick or die. The plant is widely used in folk medicine in the Middle East and North Africa. Monoamine oxidase inhibitors are found in the alkaloid found in the plant, especially the seeds. The seeds of this plant have hypothermic and hallucinogenic properties. Atropa belladonna. Atropa belladonna, popularly known as deadly nightshade, is a poisonous perennial herbaceous plant. Atropa belladonna contains neurotoxic alkaloids. When consumed in large quantities, Atropa berries can cause the individual to lose their calm and get a racing heart. Juliet from Shakespeare's play most likely killed herself by consuming a handful of Atropa berries, which would have caused her death. Atropine can cross the blood-brain barrier and act on your central cholinergic synapses that control balance. This can lead to ataxia, confusion, short-term memory loss, coma, or even death. Rivea corymbosa. The plant, which is a climbing perennial, contains blossom with bright and beautiful white-colored flowers. It is often used as an ornamental plant because of its appearance. For a long time, the seeds of Rivea corymbosa have been used as a widely popular drug for various purposes. It is believed that the ancient people used this medicine for healing, but it has side effects as well. When taken in small doses, the effects are mild and typically harmless for people. If it's taken in large doses, it can cause many problems. It can lead to hot flashes with a mild jittery feeling. This can lead to hallucinations and hypnosis. Datura stramonium. Datura stramonium, also known as Jimson weed, is a poisonous plant from the nightshade family that some people use for its hallucinogenic and mind-expanding effects. Jimson weed is often consumed as a herbal tea. However, the seeds, leaves, and nectar can also be ingested. Jimson weed is a hallucinogenic plant that commonly grows in urban and rural areas on roadsides, cornfields, and pastures. Teenagers have been known to take the roots, seeds, or entire plant for its hallucinogenic and euphoric effects. Datura plants contain atropine, an active agent that has been used medicinally for centuries. It can be found in the plant all year round, but is very dangerous to consume because of its hallucinogenic properties. The Chinese would use it as anesthesia during medical treatments. Amanita muscaria. The Amanita muscaria mushroom grows primarily in woodland areas and it comes in striking red, yellow, or orange colors. Masimol is a psychoactive substance that comes from the Amanita muscaria mushroom. When consumed, it causes you to become more sedated and produce hallucinations, accessing what could be thought of as another world that you can explore. This substance makes it possible to go into the world of dreams and fantasies. Amanita muscaria, also known as fly agaric, is a well-known psychoactive fungus found in the northern hemisphere. It is a psychoactive mushroom that can produce different visual effects. It is typically found in forested areas near coniferous and deciduous trees and can be seen throughout the northern hemisphere. Amanita muscaria has been used as an entheogen by various peoples throughout history for its hallucinogenic properties. The mushroom was first documented by Swedish scientist Carl Linnaeus in 1753, who gave it its current name. Before this, it had been called the fool's mushroom as well as the poisonous mushroom. Peyote cactus. Peyote is only found in the southern Texas and northern Mexico region. The needles of the cactus can be used to create a hallucinogenic drug called mescalvatins. They contain the alkaloid mescaline and other psychoactive substances. The effects of drugs not only vary from person to person but also on the same person on different drug trips. The mood and personality of the individual as well as what kind of setting they are in can make a huge difference. Hallucinations are usually visual, less often auditory. Side effects include nausea and vomiting. Peyote is a powerful hallucinogenic drug that is not considered addictive. Some studies have reported that it can help promote morality in Native Americans who use the drug for ritual purposes. Salvia divinorum. Salvia, an herb that belongs to the mint family, has been making headlines for its popularity. American singer Miley Cyrus recently came under fire for using salvia during a performance. The plant is native to Mexico, is hallucinogenic and traditionally has been used by shamans. Currently legal in both the UK and US. Leaves can be smoked or eaten that contain a substance called salvinorin A, which activates specific nerve cells, making them ideal for those seeking a natural alternative. The effects are short-lived and include changes in mood and body sensations as well as visions. You might also have a feeling of detachment from your senses or perception of self. Supporters of the plant emphasize its effects are spiritual and that those who try to use it as a party drug will be let down by its effects. Cannabis sativa or marijuana. Marijuana with psychoactive properties is probably the most widely grown plant in the world. The plant with its characteristic leaves is used in Indian and African religious practices, but it's also sometimes illegally used in parts of North America and Europe. Its legal status changes often. Marijuana plant has a high concentration of tetrahydrocannabinol in the flowering tops. For this reason, they are often considered to be the most potent part of the entire plant, though they also contain high levels in female and male plants. Smoking cannabis can be done with dried buds, which are usually grinded up and put into pipes or rolled as cigarettes. They can also be added to food or drinks. Psychological effects are likely to happen more often, causing people to feel happy or drunk. This will make them judge time and space differently, which may result in hallucinations. Acute intoxication may sometimes lead to symptoms such as hallucinations, anxiety, depression, and paranoia, lasting for 4 to 6 hours. Betel nut or Areca catechu. Betel nut is a common substance in East Asian regions from Taiwan to Philippines. In countries such as China, India, and Vietnam, betel nut is becoming increasingly common. It's actually the 4th most used psychoactive substance in the world. To chew betel, you wet a section of the areca palm seed with slaked lime particles and wrap it around a fresh leaf from the unrelated betel pepper plant. Betel chewing puts you at risk of a number of chemical addictions that cause a sensation of mild euphoria. You may experience these sensations even when you have been chewing for a while. This dental problem will persist even after quitting the habit. Chewing betel nuts is an important part of many Southern Asian cultures. However, there can be both negative health impacts and risks associated to it. This includes oral or esophageal cancer. It's becoming a growing health concern for officials. Coca, Erythroxylum coca. Coca is a Peruvian and Bolivian plant from which cocaine-laden leaves are harvested. Its leaves have been chewed for centuries by the Indians of Peru and Bolivia to combat strenuous working conditions. Unfortunately, leaves and other plant matter can also be processed into a powerful white crystalline powder that is used for injections, smoking, or consumption. When ingested in small doses, it induces feelings of well-being and euphoria. However, the side effects are serious, including decreased appetite and respiratory failure. Cocaine is addictive and when taken in larger doses can lead to a series of unwanted side effects such as depression, anxiety, irritability, sleep problems, etc. Cocaine abuse is becoming more and more widespread among young people in the late 20th century, which is not surprising considering how addictive it can be. It's important to educate our kids about this dangerous drug so they know the risks of getting hooked on it. It is important to educate youth on the dangers of drug use. Drugs are substances that affect your brain and body by changing how you feel, think, move, and respond to others. They are usually sold on the street or by someone you know. Drugs can change your mood or behavior in a way that's not like you at all, which can be dangerous to yourself and others around you. The best way to avoid this is by not trying drugs at all. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share.